hear from again the other greatest of all time.
Sure.
And he's right. Like I think that's one of like you don't know what Kendrick would do. Whereas Eminem is amazing, but you do kind of know what he's gonna do. You kind of see it coming.
Yeah, you know that there's going to be like words in there. That, like,
you have to listen to it 10 times and like bust out a pen and pad and break it down.
Yeah,
I think genius.com was actually invented for Eminem. Yeah, because you know what's so funny? You go on genius.com and you look up most songs and it's like, why are they even explaining anything? It'll be a Future song.
And they're like, this means that someone's going to suck his dick.
They literally do that.
Yeah, they do.
It's so funny. Like, I didn't think it would go that deep. And not only do they say that one sentence, they say, like, previously Future had these 3 women slob on his knob and then, like, show pictures of
that's hilarious.
They go so in depth.
Yeah.
With every line.
We asked Future how many times. Knob slobbed.
Genius.com. It also is true, though, that even in, like, good bars, you'll see so many reaches. Like, if you go on Genius, you'll just see so many, like, oh, that's a reach. Like, I bet you if the rapper themselves were to, like, curate these explanations, they'd be like, I was not. There's so many, like, oh, when he said, put my hands out because it's Tuesday, he was actually talking about church, and it's actually about mass.
Sure, right.
Just make up a bunch of shit.
Sure. Yeah, I think that they say that some of those things are verified.
Really?
So like if you have it, it'll be highlighted, like whatever the bar is.
Yeah.
And then you click on it and it explains it, and it'll say verified by the artist or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the lyrics themselves, they claim, are verified too.
See, I think Genius is a great idea. I also think it's really
amazing.
funny.
I'm on that fucking site all the time.
I haven't been on it in so long.
I will listen. What I'll do on my way to work or a show, I'll put that shit on.
Yeah.
And I'll sit and I'll listen to like any rap song, well, any song really, and then I'll just fucking read it while I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's interesting. Like there's so many things that like I've been saying that song lyrics are that are not song lyrics.
Oh,
People
like
do
you
that
get them
all the
wrong?
time. Oh,
You
yeah.
hear 'em wrong?
Yeah, people do all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it happens to all of us and we don't even realize. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, I'm better at reading lyrics for sure, but I feel like if I read lyrics, it's going to distract me, and then I'm not going to, like, listen to the song as much, but that's just probably me.
I feel like dick sometimes because I sometimes I think that music, like, musicians get away with how, like, basic the writing is.
Oh, yeah. No, it drives me nuts.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, for me, as someone who actually cares.
Yeah, sure.
It drives me crazy. Like, I've looked at, I think Lorde. Lorde is like one of the few pop artists who I think is actually like a good pop artist.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
Because she, like, I've seen her talk about pop and she'll say, like, she likes the things you can do with pop music.
Yeah.
And I think she has a really interesting, like, songwriting approach towards pop. Like, she uses the repetition and she uses these things.
Interesting.
And she makes them creative, and it's not just like the pop format. It's a different thing. But she keeps it within that realm and that genre and still does all those things, but does them creatively. Whereas most pop songs you hear are going to be the most basic by the book thing because that's what they're supposed to be. Just like kind of most songs you hear. Because I think like 90% of things, I think it's just kind of a law of the universe. 90% of things, 99 maybe somewhere between.
Sure.
It's all going to be mediocre. And then you have like the 1%, the 1 to 10% that actually tries and actually cares. And it's just always going to be that way. No matter where you look, no matter where you are.
I think it's interesting, you say that, and I agree. Completely, but I also think that we're like in a spot now where these like female artists are really fucking like women are crushing it.
Oh yeah, right now
like
just like single female artists.
Dua Lipa.
Yep.
Sabrina
Carpenter.
I used to shit on Chaperone. I'll be honest, I was just jealous.
Yeah.
I'll just say it right now. Just fucking jealous. All right. but like she's.
He must have shit on her publicly. This is the public apology.
No. I've shit on her like a couple times in podcasts, but like I was just fucking jealous. Okay, I was just willing to be. I'll humble myself.
I'm a little bit of a hater. I don't know what it is about her that makes me.
You know what? And I think that sucks that she has to like bear that. You know, she has to like deal with that.
Oh, she gets a lot of haters.
Yeah, people. Yeah,
everybody gets haters, but she gets a lot. I bet she gets a lot just because
she's doing pretty well for someone who just like randomly got plucked up just from her talent. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, there was that whole thing she was performing, and she like gagged on stage, and then the entire internet got mad at her or something. Yeah, and the other half of the internet was like, she can gag. She can
like
gag.
Yeah, and I don't mean like randomly got picked. I mean like she actually like had like she created some good fucking musical content.
Well, people, it's just anytime you blow up out of nowhere, because it's not that, but to the outside looking in, it looks like that. You know, obviously she's made a bunch of songs before
totally. No,
this.
she absolutely deserves it.
But what I'm saying is like from the outside looking in, people just have that criticism. It's just going to happen. Oh, you don't deserve this. Oh, what did you like? Everybody's going to be a hater. It's just the way it is. If they didn't see you before and they see you now, especially in this world now where things just keep fucking popping up, dude.
They do.
There's all of these new things always. Like all these new pop art, like you said, it's all these girl pop artists now. Yeah. I don't think they were around like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like maybe 3. Yeah, I know. Dua Lipa's been around for a while, but she just
Sabrina Carpenter's new.
Sabrina Carpenter, she's great, and it's like, but I personally think Dua Lipa's like the one out of all those that'll just make me like fucking like all her songs.
Oh, I like her.
I'm just like, dude. Like,
the one that convinced me is there was like I don't know what it was, but it was her. It was like her with a live band, and she was just like, dun, 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 dun. You know, it was that song, and she's just so.
You're like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, she makes me want to dance. I really like her. Pop music doesn't normally do that to me. I think she is like a good performer. I think she's actually just a genuinely talented, like good performer.
Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Even covering shit, dude.
Yeah.
And she can do different languages. I think she speaks like some crazy shit, like 8 different languages.
No shit,
really? I don't know if 8, but like fucking a lot. Like
that's crazy.
It's nuts.
I didn't know she spoke any different languages.
Yeah, I've heard her. I mean, she really sings in them.
Speaking one different language is a flex, by the way. Just being able to speak 2 languages.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Right?
I can only speak. I'm an idiot. I've limited myself so much.
Yeah, what's that?
I've limited myself so much to one language.
I'm afraid to learn another language.
Really?
I feel like if I were to even try, it's just going to be such a daunting...
world would flip. Like, like your whole universe would be like, you'd be like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? Like, I should have been a Mexican salsa dancer.
Honestly, though, it would be crazy if you learned another language and you developed another personality. That would be pretty funny. Like, if it made you another guy, like if you found yourself through Spanish...
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you're just like all of a sudden
happened to somebody.
Probably.
Just with the odds of things, it's probably happened to at least one guy. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
I am Jose, bro.
Yeah.
He actually is Jose.
No, it's nuts. Yeah, I think it's a few languages. I'm pretty sure she could speak a few languages.
That's really cool, though. I mean, Dua Lipa, yeah. I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of her songs that I like. Houdini was like the newest one. I didn't like her newest album, her newest stuff, as much as I liked her older stuff. And I didn't like that first song that she got popular off of either. It was like the very first one. It was what like propelled her into the cultural.
I'm not sure. I discovered her at like the
12 Reasons, 12.
No, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I like that one either that much. But I Don't Stop, don't like the one that's like Don't Show Up.
Yeah.
That one, I like that one. I like that. Don't Come Out. It's like so good, dude.
That one I like.
Yeah.
That don't come out.
Yeah, that was good. And then Training Season's amazing. You know,
the whole album.
I need someone to hold me close. You're just like fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
so
you know, and I feel like kind of like
good.
The problem is if you're a single, like if you're somebody who looks like you or me and you're sitting on the train listening to Dua Lipa, you can't really get down. You just kind of have to.
I don't give a fuck though.
You get down to it.
We should be allowed to.
That's see, up. I just silently.
I think that's fucked up that like men can't get down.
With that being said, like New Year's Eve, you ever see that movie Demolition with Jake Gyllenhaal where he's dancing? That scene, You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's a scene where Jake Gyllenhaal's got headphones on, and he's just
I think I've seen like
dancing.
I've seen like
it's a
memes
meme.
of it.
People have made memes of it.
Memes of it.
But it's from that movie, and so I saw a dude literally doing that on the train. Like he came through the thing, and he was just dancing so hard. Like he was he would like push up against the wall and do the worm, and then push off of the wall, and then
that's a good juxtaposition, you know. Like, he's like doing the worm, and like someone's getting stabbed, like robbed.
Yeah. Well, it was New Year's Eve, so it was festive.
Oh shit!
There was probably multiple people getting stabbed. It wasn't just
absolutely.
one.
I bet my life on it.
Have you ever had any like crazy train experiences, like some actual crazy train experiences?
Yeah, I mean, I've had two types of crazy train experiences. The ones that you just forget about because they're so common. You know, the person that comes in and just starts yelling, or like, you know, somebody peeing, or like some crazy shit. I've seen a dude masturbate, you know, like things like that. Not to me.
Still haven't seen masturbation.
It was some poor woman, but yeah.
Like at her?
Yeah, and then like it was immediately stopped, like, you know. It was like one of those moments where I saw it happen, and I'm like, all right, I got it. This lasts for more. I'll give him 5 seconds, and then I got to chime in.
It's just bad
because
news.
It's just bad, you know. But like he stopped. But so that kind of stuff happens. But then there was an experience I had one time, dude. This was nuts. All right, and this is fucking. I was not hallucinating. I swear to God.
All right.
The pandemic happened here, so when that was going on in the city. Well, the pandemic happened everywhere, but when it was happening in the city, okay, the trains were just kind of like fucking deserted, all right? And that caused a spider invasion. Yeah, I decided like in 2021, I was like, you know what, like when things were starting to really, or it was kind of like end of 2020, but like October 2020 or sometime around that time, I was like, all right, I'm going to take the train to go somewhere. And I get on the fucking red line. And as I'm walking up, you know, you put your fucking ticket in, you go up the escalator. I get on the platform, and I just see like a big spider on the ground. And I'm just like, oh shit. I was like, well, it's a giant. And then I look up, and there's like a poster, an advertisement, and there's like 5 big spiders on that. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Jesus Christ. And I keep going. There's another poster. It like 20. Okay. And I start to like look around, and the more I look around, the more fucking spiders I'm seeing. And then I look up, the ceiling is crawling, bro. I'm talking thousands of spiders.
This is making me like my
and then one fucking fell on me.
Stop,
bro.
Dude,
I ran. It was like Harry. It was like Harry Potter. I was like, the deeper I go into this shit, there's going to be that giant one that's like, my babies will feed on you. Like, so, you know, I was like, fuck, get me out of here.
You're kind of like entering a cave, too.
It was nuts. Bro, I was so frightened. No one believed me.
I believe you.
It sucked. So, I've had some, man, our fucking transit system here, like, man, it's horrible.
Oh.
It was a lot better in like 2018 when I first got here.
It's gotten worse.
Oh yeah.
How so?
There's always someone. There's always someone that's doing some shit.
It wasn't like that before.
It was, you know, it was common. Like you probably see it like once a week.
What?
Yeah.
See, I started visiting here after probably I moved in 2023. I started visiting around 2021.
Okay, it was bad 2021. That's when I got back.
Exactly. So it's just always been what I've seen. So for you to tell me this is nuts. Because like what I try to tell people is like, if you're going to come here, you got to understand like it's normal to see a person just talking to themselves or like.
Sure. Well, think about it.
Sleeping.
Like, what happened was it's like, you know, like people who like worked in like corporations and shit took the train. They took the fucking red line.
Oh, but they don't feel safe doing that anymore?
Well, I think, okay, so they would take it all the time, all right? And then the pandemic hit, and then when you got back, it was insane because it wasn't taken care of, it wasn't watched over. And so, like, I think everybody got to, like, move in and shit, you know, and really use it, really utilize it. They're like, oh, this is a space I can go to do this or, like, something. I just hop on the train now. Okay? So then when people started to show back up, it was like, oh, fuck, this is a little scary. All right, well, they thought that. Like, I got scared because of spiders, but the business people were like, yeah, no, I don't I don't fuck with this. Okay, so then they got cars. Right?
Yeah.
They all got fucking cars.
They
And
should have
now-
had those in the first place. I mean, they're business people. And
Sure, but when you move to the city, you're like, because I worked, for a fucking logistics company. Like, I had 9 to 5. I would go in and I would like sit at a computer and shit, and like, answer emails all day, answer the phone all day and shit. Like, I was a corporate dude,
I see.
right? But like,
so now you kind of feel like you need a car if you're one of those people.
now I just I take the bus now. I take the bus. It's
The bus is way
a
better.
little better than the train. Yeah, absolutely.
I would say it's
Yeah, I
much
agree.
better.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Like significantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone smoke crack on the bus.
I've not either.
I mean, truly. I remember
Yeah.
when me and my dad first visited,
Sure.
and he was like, "Is that a crack pipe?" I said, "Yep."
Yeah,
That
yes, it
was
is.
literally the
Yeah.
exchange.
Usually, if you have to ask that, it's a yes.
Yeah.
Because you've looked at it long enough to go, okay, that's that.
Oh, it's just so funny. Like, there was a guy my dad was talking with, and he was like, he wanted to smoke weed out the back window. Like, he had the door open, and I think we were just going to Chinatown, and so he had the back door open. My dad like made acquaintance with the guy, and he's like, "You want to hit this?" My dad's like, No, thanks."
Whoa, damn.
Just a regular exchange on the train. I mean,
That man was being very polite.
that was actually, yeah, that's a good day.
Yeah, sure. Right.
I've only had 2 crazy things. Like, once I got punched in the face, and I've told that story many
You
times.
got punched in the face?
Yeah.
How hard?
Hard.
Whoa.
He made me bleed. Yeah, he whopped me. So it was
Whopped
just
you.
crackhead activity. I'm sitting here.
Crackhead activity.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is how I know to sit in the front of the train. Do not sit anywhere else. Sit in the front. You're the safest there.
Sorry, crackhead activity.
Yeah.
Do you want to go smoke some crack and go hit some people?
Dude, you ever see what crackheads do? It's not normal. Like, if you tried to like keep up with a crackhead,
Yeah.
it's so hard to explain. Like, I didn't understand crackheads until I moved here and I started
Sure.
seeing them on
Sure.
the train.
Sure.
And now I really
Now you get it.
and I met one crackhead before in my life, and they stole from me. It was like my coworker's girlfriend. And I was just stuck in a situation where I'm with this crackhead, and I remember they stole $20, and they led me to a
Well, your
drug deal.
coworker's girlfriend was the crackhead?
No, my coworker. Oh yeah, my coworker's girlfriend. My
okay.
coworker was not a crackhead, but she said, "Yeah, my girlfriend is. She's got a problem, but she's working on it." You know.
Whoa.
You know how we all got problems we're
I
working
think
on.
your coworker might have been a crackhead.
Yeah, maybe. She didn't have any of the signs though.
I think usually if you're dating a crackhead, you're probably a crackhead because otherwise you gotta like be like, hey, I can't date you until you're not a crackhead anymore. Because normally if you're a crackhead,
I don't know. There's that whole "I can fix." You know, maybe I can fix them thing. Like, I can fix the crackhead thing.
all right,
Maybe.
well, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's my theory. That's my working theory.
I love people that have that audacity. You
Just
know?
imagine doing
They're
that with crackhead, though.
They've never studied like any like psychological shit
You can
about
fix
like
them.
addiction, but you're like, I'm gonna fix this person with no knowledge about how this works.
I think trying to fix anybody's crazy. I think just thinking you can fix, like, not even a relationship, just thinking you can fix like a friend,
I've been
you're
there.
nuts.
Yeah, I've been there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't about drugs. It was like religion.
Oh, it can be anything.
Yeah.
I've learned, like, that's why you need to, if you're doing something creative, like, you can't try to like work with and like elevate people who just are never going to actually do the things they need to do for themselves, like,
Sure.
because they aren't going to fix themselves. They're never going to do it, and it's like a sad thing. It's
Yeah.
so sad, and there's just people like that you'll meet throughout life, and you'll realize like they're never going to do the thing.
You know,
I
I don't
know
thi-
for a fact that they
Yeah,
won't.
there's probably women on like the receiving end of my relationships. They're like, I'm gonna fix them.
Yeah.
Because I've never been like, yeah, I'm gonna fix that person. So usually that,
Even then it's you.
That's
I don't think
smart.
I've ever thought that either. I don't think I ever could think that. I don't think I'd ever even want to fix a person. Like I'm saying right now, I think it sounds like too much work to me, honestly.
I want to fix myself before I, you
Yeah.
gotta fix,
I think if you're secure,
Yeah.
then you would naturally, like, the security would bleed out into the world around you, and so then that would be the thing that would fix people. I think, like, finding security within yourself is the main thing you need.
What's
would
that
need
game
to do.
then? If you're trying to fix someone and you're secure, like who's more?
Just stop trying to fix them.
Yeah,
and
but then, they might feel a little more fixed, but then they're gonna make you feel a little less fixed.
So if you're secure but you're trying to fix someone, you're saying?
Yeah, like say I'm secure and my partner's insecure.
Okay.
Right? Some of that insecurity is gonna hit me. No matter what, it's gonna affect. That's how humans work. Okay, that's just the fucking nature of it.
But
right?
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is like it's the opposite of that. And that's why you would need to be secure. Because maybe it's like that security that maybe, obviously,
your security has to outweigh the insecurity.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah, it's the balance. Because the insecurity is going to get you either way.
Not even balance.
Well, sort of.
They need more. You need more security.
Yeah.
And they need insecurity.
I guess like when I say balance, I mean like if it was a scale, it's the tipping of the scale.
It's got to be very unbalanced.
Yeah. The unbalanced balance.
Yeah, the balance that leads to the
yeah. Because like I think then again that's everything. Like if you surround yourself with like insecure people, like it's not good.
No.
Or just people who don't like I mean, I have realized about myself, it would be very easy to just hang out with like a certain group of people and then never get anything truly done. And I think I see people do that like in a million different ways. You know, like you fall into whatever your pattern of life is, and then you just kind of don't do the things you actually like. If you're because I think like in a city like this, like Chicago, you see people that are creative and they're trying to do things. Yeah. But you got to do so much shit if you actually want to get somewhere with that thing.
Yeah, but there's like it's interesting because that's kind of newer.
That whole grind.
And there are ways around it.
Yeah.
Well, the grind's always been real, and you got to put in the time for the grind. You know, I mic'd for 5 years. You know, like I went to the Bay Area, mic'd there. Well, I went to the Bay Area, mic'd there for like 3. Okay, did some showcases, then went to acting school, and then came here and mic'd here for probably another 3.
Okay.
Right? And now I try not to touch open mics unless I have something new. Like, you should always go to open mics. You should always test shit out. You should always do that. Even if it's a showcase that's like a free whatever the fuck. Just do something in front. But some people like to perform in front of performers. I don't like to perform in front of performers. I like to perform in front of strangers.
Why?
Well, strangers are unbiased. Okay. And the best advice I ever got was to treat comedy like a toilet. Okay. And you're a plumber.
Okay.
When you're a plumber and you go to someone's house and the toilet doesn't flush, you don't need to cry about it. You don't need to get too hard on yourself. You just got to figure out how to fix the fucking toilet. Like, you just got to make the toilet flush. So maybe do this differently or that differently, right? And then the toilet will flush. But that also doesn't mean anything. It just means the toilet flushes. It does what it's supposed to do, right? So, like, if you write a joke, okay, and you test it out, it doesn't work, you bomb. Like, I used to get really hard on myself for bombing. Now I'm just like, man, this is all part of it, right? The toilet didn't flush. Oh, no. Okay, so let's take that joke, change this here, try that, deliver it differently, or abandon it completely. Whatever, write something else, okay, and go and do that. So when I do what I do in front of performers or other comedians will have opinions about each other. You know, they will not like one another, whatever. They have biases. Not bad things, just how it is. So they're not going to give me the honest feedback. Sometimes I'll get like someone who's kissing my ass, like, you know, or some fucking shit from a joke that didn't deserve that.
Right.
And then sometimes I get people who are just like, and it's like, okay, I can't tell which is which.
Yeah.
It's really unrealistic that 2 extreme reactions happened because of the joke, unless like my joke is so divisive, you know, like whatever the fuck.
But that's likely not the case.
Yeah, but if I go in front of a bunch of people that I've never fucking met before, who I'm trying to serve in the first place anyway, that's your target goal, are for people to find your shit and like it, right? Then I'm going to get the honest feedback.
Someone once said to me that performing in front of a real audience, like after they had done a bunch of open mics and then they did a real audience, they realized like the real audience was like easy mode.
Really?
Yeah, because these guys want to laugh. It's like they're all gassed up already. The real audience was, whereas like the performers are all. I mean, another thing it made me think of is when I was talking with Aaron Chase on here. He said that like I asked him, what's like the real difference between a starting comic and then a seasoned comic, like 5 or 10 years? And his answer was that a seasoned comic doesn't take an open mic seriously. And I think like at an open, like that, so it made me wonder, like the people that overreact and they do all these things, is it usually like newer comics, or is it like people who like, is it everybody that just kind of overdoes that in an open mic?
Look, if your question is like if I respect the fuck out of the comedian, if I watch the comedian set and it makes me laugh, you know, like there's certain comics that I really fuck with. If I do my jokes in front of them and they find it funny, usually that's the best opinion. Right. Because they're looking at it like a scientist.
Yeah, and you respect them.
It's a doctor going to another doctor for their opinion.
Yeah.
All right, not that we're doctors, we're fucking idiots. But
that's where the open mic would be best, is when
if it was filled with those people.
Yeah,
sure, but it's not filled with those people because those people are trying to figure out how to get an audience, and the only way you're going to get an audience is by going out into the fucking world and performing in front of people that have never seen you before.
Right, like an actual, like the actual group of people.
The actual
you're
people
trying
that pay money and want your service. So,
and they exist. They do exist.
Sometimes I wonder if comics just say that because they're trying to, you know, and it's good to lift up your community. It's good to be like, yeah, man, when I tell a joke and a comic finds it funny, that joke is great. Depends on the comic. Okay, it really depends on the comic.
Yeah.
And it's not about like, oh, I think I'm better than this person or whatever the fuck.
Well, there's just standards. There's levels to things. Like, I think it's also like where you want yourself to be. Like, I'll see people say things like, you know, I don't even want to get booked right now. I just want to keep doing open mics and blah, blah, blah. Like, if that's where you're at, just do whatever, dude. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But if your goal is to, like, get somewhere, go up, like, I feel like you then need to start. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like one of the best pieces of life you could possibly have is to just listen to the people that you think are great. Like, if I look at someone, I think what they're doing is great, then immediately what I want to do is listen to anything they have to say, because it must be the way that they think that contributes to those things that they're doing that I respect so much. And it's kind of like, I think that's why podcasts are cool, honestly, because now we're at a point in time where you can see people talk for an extended period of time, people you would never hear from in any other context, and you can just hear them talk about shit. And that's a cool thing, to just learn how people think.
Yeah, that part of it's cool.
Yeah.
The bad part about podcasts is like the people who have no expertise whatsoever, just fucking talking. Like that part.
You know? Mean like everyone?
Yeah, it's cool to like
all of them.
But it's cool to like have opinions about stuff. Like, we're just talking opinions, you and I, but like we're not like being like, yeah, well, I think that the war in Iran, you know, like we're not, because we don't know.
I just consider, like, you remember earlier when you said we're idiots?
Yeah.
I just try to.
Well, like, I'm not calling you an idiot, but
no,
like,
I
was a respect. You know,
I was going to double down and say I classify myself as an idiot here, like, first and foremost. I think that's a good thing.
I'm one of the dumbest people on the planet.
Yes,
I fall in that percentage.
Well, you know, I think, like, people will say that's like a defense thing, like, oh, you're just saying that as like a cop out. Like, no, I truly think I'm not smart, and I think that all these things that you see me do that you might think are like an act of intelligence are like me somehow pulling something out of my ass.
Right. I think my process is good. I think when I like go to look at things, I try to look at them objectively. You know, that's that part of me I think is, I guess, smart, but I don't know shit about shit.
Someone just asked me to, it's a friend of mine, and they work for a guy who like works in stem cell research, and I guess he's like helped cure tuberculosis and like helped with breakthroughs and all these things. And I was thinking like, oh, it's just some guy, but I guess he's got the keys to the Vatican and all this, and it's her boss, and he wants to do interviews. And so I'm thinking, how stupid would I feel sitting in front of a person like that? Like, oh my God.
That's everything.
That would be like, they would be where you are right now.
Sure.
And I'd be like, do you mind if I smoke weed before we start?
Got this rig I got, dude.
The bong or bowl, which one do you want to hit?
How the fuck are you trying to get? That's
so dude, like, it's just such a crazy. Oh, and I got a hypnotist coming on here too. Like,
that's amazing.
I don't know how that one's gonna go. I'm really excited. What if I've been asking people, like, do you have anything good to ask a hypnotist? I'm trying to see if anybody's got anything good for me.
Yeah, is it fake?
I think that's the question they get all the time. Like, I think, like, Because I don't think it's fake. That's exactly what my mom said when I asked her.
What criminal activity have you gotten up to with your hypnosis skill?
I think a better question would be, if you were to be a criminal, how would you use your hypnosis powers?
Yeah, sure. That's
keep
great.
it entirely hypothetical.
Yeah. In general, you don't want to accuse him. I was like interrogating.
Exactly, and I think if I do that, he'll just playfully weasel out of it. But if I said it the way I said it, then he might actually play along, and then he'll start saying crimes you could use hypnosis for.
What if he's a psychopath and he's like confessing to all the crimes that he's done that people don't like know about?
That would be so fun. Insane. It like the whole thing is just me trying to get information out of him.
Like catch him.
Yeah. I mean, that's always the funny thing about like hypnotists and people who can do these things is like, why would you not use those powers for evil? Like, why would you not? If I can read people's minds and if I can contact the dead, like, why in the world would I just not be constantly using that stuff all the time?
Sometimes I wonder if it's a guilt thing when people are hypnotized.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like, because one time at my graduation thing, it was like a graduation. Hey, cutie, look at this fucking dog. During, like, it was my high school graduation party. We had a hypnotist come in, and I, like, was hypnotized.
Oh, you were hypnotized?
Yeah, but I wasn't fucking hypnotized.
You just playing along?
Yeah, because, you know how shitty that would be for me to just, like, be like, nah, this guy can't do it. And everyone else is doing it, and then he's just like, you know, and he's just like, what the fuck, man? This is how I make my money.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I didn't want to do that.
With the hypnotist that's coming on, he was on America's Got Talent, and the first thing he did was, it was Howie Mandel, and he got him to shake people's hands, and Howie Mandel's notorious for being a germaphobe. He's got OCD. He doesn't want to touch anything. So he convinced Howie Mandel, you can shake hands. And it's funny because, like, on the news afterwards, you can see Howie Mandel, he's being asked about it. He's like, yeah, if they would have told me that I was going to be shaking hands, I probably would have said no. It's whatever. I love the show. But, yeah, I wouldn't have agreed to that. That's what he says.
And then he's mad about it.
He was not happy.
No. Remember him during COVID? He was losing his mind.
Exactly. So just imagine how he felt.
Like aliens were coming.
He's probably watched this footage afterwards. Like, he made me do what?
Yeah.
Fucking punched a wall.
Oh, man.
He did think aliens were coming. Oh, my God, how he made... I did forget his
like,
COVID.
What I mean, he, like, just put in, like he, like, was wearing, like, an astronaut suit almost. Like, he was, like, the end of the... It was nuts.
He had, like, all these layers on.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, Howie Mandel is... He's a character. But anyway, so he did that for his first thing. And then the second time he came on the show, it was Michael Bublé. And he brought Michael Bublé and this other girl up. And then they're both up there. And the way they edit these shows, it's kind of weird. Because it's like a 3.5-3-minute segment. But you know it probably went for actually like 10-15 minutes. So who knows what they're cutting out.
Sure.
And... he has both of them up there. He sends the girl back, and then he's walking back over to Michael Bublé, and he says to him, like, all right, so I've got Michael in this deep sleep. He's in the middle of a very deep sleep right now. And then Michael raises his head and goes, yes, I'm in a very deep sleep right now. Like, super sarcastic, like, just fucking up the whole thing. Wow. And so then you see, like, the guy, the hypnotist, he gets mad, and he's like, all right, you can go back now. And by the way, I don't even like soccer. Sends it back over. And that was how he ended up off of the show. That was the last time he was on the show.
Wow.
Like, Michael Bublé and all the comments are just, Michael Bublé sucks. He ruined everything.
Right? Because, it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Let him fucking do it, you know?
Exactly. And I think what it makes me wonder is how much of it is people playing along. Because I think there's I think hypnosis is real, but I think there's a lot of what you just said. A lot of people who don't want to ruin it and they don't want to be that guy, so they play and they do all that. It's probably like 50% or more.
I don't know. I just know I was one of them.
And
that's all, you know. And so, like, because I was one of them, I was like, man, is there something wrong with me? Like, what the fuck, you know?
But, like, what about when... Do you remember?
Because I'm neurodivergent.
Did you really think that? Did you really?
No, I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel good.
I would feel like that if I would, because I'm neurodivergent in the sense that if I were to open up in front of people in such a way, that would make me feel weird.
Sure.
I would be like, oh my God, they saw me do that. Like,
Are you actually on the spectrum?
Dude, I think I have to be, but I hate to be one of those people that says that. It drives me nuts.
Just go get checked out. You know, like it's like whatever. I got checked. I have ADHD and I'm on the spectrum.
Well, I definitely see. I was trying to get ADHD medication when I was younger, but I think truly I was just like it was the addict in me thinking, oh, Adderall would be cool.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
And so I just kind of backed out last minute. But I think you could definitely classify me under the ADHD branch.
Sure, and I'm not like somebody that's like I'm not trying to push like whatever the fuck.
No, I just and like the thing is.
Like a cult, you have ADHD.
Well, like that's the thing. That's why it bugs me is like I think I do fall into those categories probably. Like, dude, I have no idea. Like sometimes the things I think and the way I respond, I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's probably something.
Well, it's interesting because there's no like real way to diagnose it. Like you go to a psychiatrist or you go to a therapist.
Yeah.
And they send you to like a specialist.
Yeah.
You know, and then you take a test, right? And there are certain tests that are like verified for it, but you always want to get it checked out. But in reality, it's such a spectrum that it can, like 'cause some neurodivergent people, they just become obsessed with one singular topic.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is I think I saw with like autism, I think it's similar to schizophrenia in the sense that it's not one thing. It's like there's all these different things you can fall into. And then if you have so many of these things, then we can classify you as autistic.
Like as a kid, right? Yeah. And this is something that I got to work on and I've gotten better as an adult, but it's what we call masking. Okay. And like, as a kid, I had a giant speech impediment, all right? And I still do. I mumble, and I will drop consonants off and shit, okay? And then I couldn't trace. I didn't know how to trace. I also didn't know how to hold a pencil. I hold my pencil differently than others, and I write differently. Eye contact, whenever I have to focus on eye contact, it's something that I have to actively think about.
Yeah, that's the one for me. But I think that people are just, that one. If you're real, but I think a lot of people are just antisocial when they bring up the eye contact.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that's also like it's chicken or egg kind of
chicken
thing.
Or the
dude.
egg.
Like
you're so
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
It's so like it's interesting when because like when I fucking tell people that I have this shit, like the reactions I get are so funny. Like they're just like no,
what?
You don't. No, you don't.
I bet.
They'll be like, I know this third grader. He cries over everything. And it's like, yeah, dude, I'm not in third grade anymore.
Yeah.
I used to cry over everything. Dude, when I was a baby, I didn't cry at all. And then I hit like 3, cried over everything. I mean, everything. Like, not like a mistake or some shit. It was just like anything that was too sensitive or loud or scary, immediately started bawling.
Really?
And I did that till like age 8.
8?
Yeah, and it got progressively better. But even like as an adult, and then it just gets channeled in like anger instead. It's hilarious how you have, like, adults are so annoying because adults, it's more appropriate to be angry about something than it is to cry about something.
Yeah.
Especially in America. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you see a guy at an office, right? And he's like got like maybe it's like he's dealing with like a delivery or some shit and it's not gonna make it on time. He's like yelling at the guy. He's like, you need to fucking get there. He's like, you need to get there on time. Like that's more appropriate socially in a workplace than if he were to be like, please just get the package there. It's so weird because one feels so much less harmful.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
Yeah, so, being angry is a lot easier.
Just shit like that. People adapt.
Do you think it's like that for... I don't think women it's like that, though.
No, women get a fucking... Look, women go through a lot, but they get to be angry whenever the fuck they want.
But I think they can be sad, too.
Oh, they're allowed to be sad? Yeah, it's awesome. They get
like, I think if a woman called and said, you need to get it there, I think that would actually not be out on
all the fucking male cuck coworkers, all the fuck boys.
Are you okay?
Like,
Are you okay?
Did he
do
something? I'll kick his ass. If you fuck me. I hate how men like just channel progressivism through just trying to get pussy. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It fucks over it, dude. It's the worst fucking thing to happen.
It's
so annoying.
I find it to be interesting the lengths to which people will go to get pussy in general. Like, To me,
So
I am
annoying.
a man of my values. I am a man of core values.
Sure.
I am a man of integrity. If I betray this integrity, I betray myself. You see?
Yeah.
If I were to go up to a woman and I got caught in a spot where I had to say something I didn't truly believe, I probably would just be an idiot, the idiot that I am,
Yeah.
and say the thing that's going to make this woman hate me.
Dude, I don't think you're an idiot for that.
No, I mean neither.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm with you.
I
with
think
you.
if you have good, like if you've like have thoughtful ethics,
Yeah.
and a good heart,
Yeah.
okay, it doesn't like there's nothing wrong with saying how you fucking feel.
Well, and I think truthfully, like if you have the right intent, and if you as long as like you don't lose everything in translation, you're not like totally just stumbling all over your words, you can usually get your point across in a way that's not gonna turn an entire everyone against you. Usually you can say things in a way. It's usually the intent. Like if you want people to get mad, you're gonna make people mad.
Yeah,
it's
but
usually
it's a
that.
lot harder when you have autism.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's funny because there's like that meme of like, oh, is he an asshole or does he have autism?
Yeah.
And it's like that is a part. It's tricky, man, because for me in particular, words. I know words are powerful. I know there are words you shouldn't say, but like it's words are a thing.
Yeah.
And they're actually not. It's not like tangible.
As in, words are a representation of something else.
And okay,
As like
words
just
require context.
yeah.
Okay, people are losing that. They're losing context. It's annoying. In fact, I'm pretty radical about this. Okay, and this is someone who has accepted that there are words I shouldn't say and I won't say them. Okay, and I'm doing this out of respect for others. Really, it is something, and I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm the best person ever. But it is something that bugs me because, like, it's like there is one word that I get that I shouldn't say. There's one. Meanwhile, I won't say that once, but this is the one where I go, okay, the N word. Okay, the N word is a word that I shouldn't say, and no white guy should say, for many reasons. Okay, like the fact that it was created specifically out of evil, the fact that it was created where there's literally no other context other than the fact that black people themselves have taken it back and been like, yo, no, this is our word. This is now I'm saying this when I'm talking to my friends or whatever the fuck. Okay? When I was growing up, you know what I was told the worst word was ever? The C word. I'm sorry, I don't remember people running around saying, get those C words. Okay? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Have you been to England or Ireland or Australia? They say like ass. Why is that? Because there's no fucking like context that.
When I was talking with Ol Hazbek, I can't remember his last name, but he's from Kazakhstan, right?
Yeah.
And he just went back to Kazakhstan, but he was here. He said he wants to move back. He was doing comedy though, right? And he was just telling me about how our swear words, he doesn't have that. They don't mean anything to him when he hears our swear
Right.
words. And that was just so interesting to me because like I have always thought like when I hear the word fuck, it sounds like a swear word. It sounds like there's something visceral about it. But like when he said that to me, it made me think of like the whole Pavlov's bell thing and like, damn, like maybe if you traced it back, maybe just at some point during my development, these words were drilled into my brain. And I think like it's just like that with anything. If you tell people you can't do something for long enough, it becomes truly taboo and you can't do it unless there's some type of cultural revolution. And, you know, I think you can only do that so much with words. I think like words, you want to keep it at like up to 5. I don't think we want to go any farther with the words.
Yeah, it's getting frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like the F word. Okay?
Yeah.
That would change my life. I'm
you
not
just gotta
allowed to say
turn
it.
gay, dude. If you're the gay comic, you can say it. I think that's the rule.
Also, yeah, I mean, if I sucked a dick, I'm now allowed to say that word.
I actually think that's how it works. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Because I know
I won't say that word. I won't. Out of respect, I won't. And dude, it's not like me being like I'm not trying to guilt you either. Okay, I get it. but like it's that word, dude. That word, like the fucking amount of depression I went through because of that fucking word for years.
Yeah.
Like 7 years of my
I have
life.
a significant. See, I wasn't called that word a lot, but I do have one significant memory of someone calling me that, and I just remember thinking like, "What? Like, what the fuck? Like, why
Yeah.
would he even? Like, I just like it was one of those like head turning. I was in like 6th grade, and I remember he just called me that, and I cocked my head over like,
Yeah, it was
Huh?
yeah, dude. 6th grade is like that's literally when it like I think I was like maybe I think it was like 5th grade for me. I started swearing at a really young age though.
Well, and the thing too is like this is the thing about all this stuff is I think it's all context, right? Like a lot of the time, the way that a lot of the people like the internet humor, and I think like the people who are trying to bring these words back, these are the same people who they were in Call of Duty lobbies, and these like they were like broing around, throwing these words around when they were 13.
Yeah.
And then now they at some point along the line they were told you can't say this or else you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. And so now I think people are just in this weird rebellious stage, like all of society in this weird way. Like basically all of Austin, Texas is becoming this, where it's like we can do everything that you tell us we can't do.
That's really toxic.
Yeah, well,
I
the
do.
thing is, it's like a rubber band, right? It's
Yeah.
snapping too far back.
And I'm not trying to shit on them.
Me neither.
But like,
Not at all.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Is like that's not what I want. Like I'm not even trying to take the words back.
I just think it's interesting how like there's not even. It's just one of those things where you have like a good value, like what you're saying. I agree 100% with. But then you're gonna have the people who are then gonna take that and go all the way with it and just try to say everything they can't say. And like that's the problem is they're gonna make the whole thing look bad. And then now it's like, and then they legitimize the people who say, yeah, look, you can't say these words because look at all these people. And it's just it becomes this impossible game you have to play because you're gonna have people that are gonna do that no matter what.
Yeah, and I also think it's kind of like it's such a hot take. I think it's a little cultural appropriating.
What is?
I want my own word that you can't say.
Yeah.
I can't say the N word. You can't say this now. Fuck off, dude.
I thought
Just
it
take
was.
the L.
I feel like it was racist to type YT, like referring to white people. I always thought like, so
That's hilarious.
why can you do all these like different things, but you can't like? And I don't think you should be racist towards anyone. That's the core of what I think is that you shouldn't be racist towards anybody. You should treat everybody. Like, obviously, we all are different. We have different experiences, and our races make us different, and that difference is fantastic, and that leads to the things that make us all who we are, and we should embrace that and also rectify anything that may have gotten us here to begin with. Those things are all true.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. However, if you're, like, okay, if you're black, all right, and you have been segregated to a poorer community.
Well, that's why I ended
because
it that
you're
way.
black.
Because I think that it's bad that happened.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. Like, let's not even take things back because it's bad. But
Yeah.
like, it happened. All right, and the only way you know white people in your life has been something like a cop came to your house and took away your dad. Okay, you're probably gonna hate white people.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be kind of justified a little bit in doing so, in the sense of these are your circumstances.
Yeah.
So the only way to fix that is to you give your dad back, but also white people need to fucking treat black people and people of any color fucking differently.
Well, absolutely.
Better.
Absolutely, yeah.
Kinder.
Yes.
With empathy.
Exactly.
And that includes things like, and I'm not trying to be too radical, reparations. That includes things like recognizing what has happened through everybody.
Yeah.
Like, solidarity is a buzzword that I fucking hate now because people use it for their own agendas. But there are some things that we should solidify in the sense of like, yeah, we fucked up. We haven't done that with Native Americans, dude. We kicked Native Americans to the fucking curb. took their shit, changed the whole mountain.
You know, a great example of that is like
insane.
the reparations for the 9/11 first responders. I mean, look at those guys.
Yeah, it's what-
they're
yeah.
just left to fucking rot.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
veterans. Everybody knows about veterans. How
Yeah.
they get no. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just over and over the same story with different groups of people.
Pigeons.
Fucking
Look
pigeons.
what we did to pigeons.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
I mean,
they
it's-
helped us out so much.
Yeah.
They were our text messages, and then they lost their job, and now they're just
Now we'll
out
probably.
there.
I bet the government probably puts out traps for them and shit. I bet they
yeah.
want to get rid of them.
poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Judy.
You're right. They used to have jobs.
They did. Now they're jobless. They were veterans.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Every time I
dude.
see a pigeon, I salute it.
Yeah.
Go, thank you for your service.
You should put badges on them and let them fly away with the badge on. Somebody like see, yo, I saw this pigeon. It served in the
feel
war.
like that would like fuck it up. Just infect it and die.
It's like when you're not supposed to feed the seagulls.
Right. Yeah. Seagulls are ass. Seagulls haven't done shit. Birds suck.
Yeah. But no, I've heard people make arguments for reparations that I think are convincing. I think, like, to me, I think you just need to give money to the poor people. I think just give money to everyone who's poor,
Yeah.
and then from the ground up, we'll just fix the entire poverty thing, and we'll fix it all at once. Why can't we just do that? I mean,
Well, I don't know idea. I don't know how fucking government works, like as much as the next guy. But
I don't know.
Yeah, ideally that sounds great. I just don't know what we would have to sacrifice for that. But I'm sure there are things we could. I mean, we should at least have health care. Like, what the fuck?
I have to imagine, if I were to imagine like why the government works the way it works, the only thing that would make sense is, like, in my mind, is that it doesn't, there's like a big system. I mean, because you'll see little hints along the way. Like, I think it was Eisenhower who said, like, the military-industrial complex, that's going to be bad. And then now you know, like, okay, so we're going to be in war no matter what, and we kind of all have learned that one. We kind of have all also learned that the government likes to do things all over the country. Yeah. Every other country in the world, we like to ruin things and overthrow their governments and input democracy. We're a great place. We're a great country, and we're not a bully. We're awesome. And that's... and so we all know this about America, and it's just, if I were to imagine like how America actually works and why nothing ever happens and why we don't have healthcare, I just feel like it's one of those things where it's probably just as simple as, like, you follow money and you think, well, what do like special interests do and what does money do? And that's probably most of the problem, is just the amount of money and the amount of, like, your people do things for the wrong reasons. Like, it's not like people do bad things thinking I'm doing a bad thing. It's like, I am not doing the wrong thing. This guy's giving me a lot of money. I got to support my family. I can't go do this thing that I think is actually what I should do.
Sure.
I'm just going to keep supporting this war or whatever.
Right.
The thing is.
Yeah.
I think that's how it all happens. I don't think it's as nefarious as we'd like to think. I think it's all just people being sucked into fucking greed and evil. And because I wonder, like, what does it even take to be a politician? You probably would have to just be a succubus a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's like, I feel like if you're going to be a politician, you're going to have your shit analyzed. You know, like, your whole life gets analyzed. People look for shit on you immediately. So, like, you have to, and everybody has skeletons in their closets. I mean, some worse than others.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like, if that's the case, then you're on defense mode. So if you're on defense mode, then you kind of turn into a little bit of a fucking succubus.
Yeah, right.
If your intentions were poor when you're jumping into that, then that's bad too.
And I think it's kind of impossible to have good intentions. Like, I think the whole thing I was trying to get at is, like, I think even people who get into politics genuinely thinking I'm going to make a difference, I think once they arrive to that system that is Washington, D.C., it is all just washed away because you just see how it all actually, like, there is no stepping out of line. There is no, like, that's just not possible in the system. It's not something you can do, which is crazy. Like, it makes me wonder all the time, like, is there even a version of America? Like, is there a way we can, like, where do we go in the next 10 years? Because I don't see us, like, flipping it and all of a sudden it's, like, really cool. That would be awesome if it just changed and it was really good all of a sudden.
Look, it could happen. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
But, you know, these things die out, and we see it all the time.
Yeah.
Hitler killed himself. fucking a bunch of people.
You think like it comes in waves, like all of history, you mean? Like it just kind of is going to come and go? And
I think there are fuckers out there that were abused as children or just evil from the start, whatever you subscribe to. But it's, yeah, I think that there will always be somebody trying to be on top, especially in a capitalist society. Yeah,
right.
That is kind of, I'm not someone fuck all capitalism. I think some of it works, most of it doesn't. I'm definitely more democratic socialist. But that also has, some flaws to it too. Because like access can be damaging. I was having this thought the other day, it's way too easy for people to get food now. Like it's just it used to be the main thing.
Yeah.
Like you used to have to go hunt for like a day. Somebody would watch your stuff and then you go and hunt for a day and you'd probably die. Like food used to be so hard to get that you would become food. That's how fucking hard it was.
Yeah.
And now you just walk into a fucking place, you take out your phone, and then somebody cooks it for you and brings it to you.
I mean, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Well, it's just funny because and I'm glad, I'm kidding, of course, I'm glad everybody should have access to food, but it does create okay, well, what do I do now with my day? And then it leads to this shit.
Well, I think it was.
We're just talking.
Yeah, it was
just fun. I'm having a great time.
Well, I was
gonna
say, when Louis C.K. was on Joe Rogan, it was interesting seeing the difference in the way that they think. Because Joe Rogan's talking about oh, you ever think about doing the deprivation tank? You ever think about doing all these things, the ice bath? And
Sure.
Louis C.K. is basically saying it's just crazy that we're even doing all this shit.
Oh,
because
really?
it's just such
That's funny.
Yeah, basically what you just said.
Yeah.
It's kind of so far we're so
Interesting.
far removed from nature that now we're putting ourselves back into nature.
It's funny you mentioned because he does have that bit where it's he goes to God, I forget how it goes exactly, but he says something to fucking God, and then God's or Jesus, he's like, what the fuck did you guys do? What did you do to the planet? What happened? And they're like, well, we need money, and he's like, what the fuck you need? What is money? What do you need money for? and then he says to get food and stuff, and he's like, it's just pick it up from the ground, just eat. Right. That shit's so funny. Yeah, I didn't know he said all that shit though. That's great.
Yeah, but
I do love the way he thinks. I think sometimes he inspires
Louis C.K.
Yeah, and I know people hate him and shit, but not
he's one of the
hates
best
him,
when it comes to being actually good at walking.
I
line.
understand he fucked up, but I still like him. I don't
yeah.
care,
Well, and I think in comedy in particular, you'll see I think if people are undeniably funny, I think Louis, he left for a while. I do think he waited the right amount of time. I think if he had left for a year, people still would have been mad. If he's able to tour now, right? I think he's full on touring again, and I don't know if he's dropped did he drop an album at all?
Oh, he's done some recent stuff. I don't remember the venue. I think it was Madison Square.
Oh, no shit. That's cool.
That was. I think there was either 2023 or 2024 special.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
He's just one of those. He's
hilarious.
So undeniably I think in comedy there's something really interesting that you could maybe even parallel with rap, where it's I think if someone's so much themselves and they learn to represent whatever it is that makes them them, and then kind of translate that into a stage presence, then all the other stuff kind of falls into the background, because that's really what people remember is who you are.
Yeah.
But also the jokes, but also the songs.
You gotta strip away the vulnerability.
Yeah, and I think Louis, you'll hear that a lot in comedy is to be yourself, but also embrace those things and embrace what the audience thinks you are. Louis C.K. is the perfect guy to embrace oh, I look like a creep, oh, I look like a weirdo, and he plays into that 24/7.
Yeah,
and that's how he gets away with a lot of the shit. Somehow it's who he is and the way he speaks, and just it's kind of like Norm Macdonald. The way that he is the reason he can say the things that he says, which I think is something that's so hard to explain. It's almost easier to show somebody him doing it and then show him doing it than for me to even lay it out I just did.
100%.
Because it's like a Jedi mind trick you're playing.
It's just genuine.
Yeah, and I think it's what I said earlier, if you have the right intent and if you have like a way about saying things, you can get most points across.
Right.
It's just about the way that you do it. That's like what someone like Louis can show you so well, is
Right.
that he gets away with so much. He has this joke about like it being it making sense that pedophiles would be in the Boy Scouts because like that's like the perfect job for them, and of course that's like the basic template. But he makes it so funny, and that's something like if you were to present that,
probably was a lot of bombs with it too.
Yeah, all those bombs you don't see.
Well, and that's the thing, man, is that those bombs are bombs.
You don't say it with that.
When I try to, I try and do similar shit.
You try to go far.
Well, and it's just because I want to present the worst news possible in the best way and have you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's tragedy is like, I'm sorry, it's comedy. But,
yeah.
And people so people think that's psychotic to like look at something, but it's like, it's all about memetics and verisimilitude, all right? And that's like a theater fucking term that I learned. And basically what that is the scale of realness.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're delivering really fucked up stories, sad tragedies, all right? If your verisimilitude is on the low memetic side, and memetics are the realness of it, so if it's on, like South Park, okay? South Park is paper fucking cutouts. At least that's how it started, and I think they still stick to that a little bit, but it's like definitely done through a computer and animation.
Yeah.
And they can do something like a child will get ran over by a car brutally, and I will laugh my ass off for a long time because it's so funny, and it's hysterical. And the reason why that is because it's the tragedy, the core of it is so sad, but it's a cartoon that looks like a paper cutout, and it's stupid. And the way that they're like presented the kids like they were like tweeting, and like a lady just goes like, "Oh, did you see the president tweet this?" And then they go, "Innocent child," and then just and the kid just gets fucked up. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Right? But my brain goes, why is that funny? It's because it's presented in a way that I can stomach it. It's not actually a kid getting hit. It's not the real tragedy of a mom screaming. It's none of that. It's all fake as fuck. But it's also not fake. It's also very true. Okay? So that's what you're trying to fucking figure out, is like how to deliver that satire in a way that's helpful.
That's really interesting.
Because that's commenting on distracted driving. People have been at crazy rates during that year. They were killing a lot of people because they were either tweeting on their phone or they were fucking texting or whatever the fuck, and so they just showed that to us in a way that we can stomach it.
Huh.
And sometimes when I go to text and drive or whatever, I go, what the fuck? I think of that scene. I don't do it.
So it's stuck with you.
Yeah, and good. And I'm not a philosopher. I mean, I love philosophy, but I'm not trying to be like one of those guys where I'm like trying to teach people lessons and shit. But good jokes will make people go, oh, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's interesting to me, just the idea that it is also contextual. That's really interesting.
It is.
That joke doesn't work in almost any other context. A kid getting hit by a car.
I mean, you can make that work in stand. You could do it.
You could.
It's just you'd have to do some things. You have to be like, okay, I got to make this kid the shittiest kid ever.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
and then that's okay, or like whatever. I don't know. And people will always say that they'll never laugh at a child getting hit by a car, but that's such bullshit. That's bullshit, and that's people trying to be above their own fucking skeletons in the closet.
Right.
They're trying to put on the facade of like, well, I don't like when people say that. It's like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, I think that like I also feel like if there's any point of comedy at all, it's to do exactly that, to make light of things and to make jokes about things and to look at things through a perspective that you might not have before, and like maybe recognizing, like I think a lot of great jokes are just that. It's just like, it's not even that it's just funny. It's like, oh, he's right. Oh, that makes sense. Like that's
Sure.
a good observation
Sure.
about that thing that I can't even deny. Like I didn't want to think that, and he made me think that, and he's right, and that's funny.
Sure.
You know, like it's a lot of stuff like that where, because I think a lot of that is like that, riding that line. When you're doing that stuff, you kind of have to find a way to say things that an audience can't disagree with,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they will turn on you if you're going down that road.
Oh,
It's
totally.
So you're basically, that's the whole point of you doing it. You know, we all know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
kind of the game. And that's what's fun about it too. I think like when you do stuff like that, I think there's so many unconscious things that are happening, and it's like if you really did want to break stuff down, you could like break it down a lot, like with an audience and what they're expecting from you, and like with you going certain directions. I mean, like with music in particular, there's so much stuff you can do with words. That's why I've always been so attracted to rap in particular, because
Sure.
it's like it's so based upon the context that I provide in every single word that I say.
So again, what I was saying about the presentation of mimetics.
Yes,
let's
exactly.
look at rap music.
Yeah.
If somebody were to have a beat like a sick, like bow, boom, and then they're just like, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people, right? You're like, fucking yeah, dude. But if there's no beat, you're just yelling.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
psychotic shit.
Yes.
No one wants to stomach that.
There was
Okay.
So I told you about how at roast battle I'll freestyle stuff that people said. So
Sure.
Tito had said to David Donick, "You look like your N-word is nincompoop," and that got a good reaction out of the room. So I write down in my notebook nincompoop.
Yeah.
And so then later on, I'm doing the freestyle. I say I set up the rhyme somehow. I say I think that I'm ruse. I think I'm the truth. The do. Yo, and when I see somebody I don't like, I think the N word, which to me is.
No, nice.
And then the audience goes
Nick.
nincompoop,
Oh, that
and
was
just
great.
out of context,
Nice.
that is crazy. Like just holding a microphone to an audience and saying, "What's the N word?"
Nice.
That is
Nice.
nuts. And it's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
And it's all
That's a good
context.
example, yeah.
It's
That's
all
great.
of that coming
Yeah.
together into. I think freestyle. That's why I like the opportunity to do that, because I think if you freestyle stuff from a show, people remember more than you realize, and it creates this cool contextual thing that we all understand is happening, and the audience feels involved. They're
Totally.
like, "Oh, we're all in on this one thing,"
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, and again, it can fail.
Oh, and that's
Like-
what's so Yeah.
with my philosophy of everything is on the table or nothing is,
Yep.
including your circumstances, and it's how you present it. All right. My bombs will be bad bombs, bro.
Yeah.
Some people bomb and it's just like, oh, they were just up there rambling, and the crowd was like, oh, whatever the fuck. No, when a baseball player will strike out and they just that's a bomb. That's how most people's bomb. They just struck out. My bomb is I struck out, but on the last one I let go of the bat and then hit the fucking coach in the face, and he's on the ground. And it's sorry.
So it's kind of like the equivalent of just shitting in the corner of the room, and just everyone has to sit in that for a little while.
Well, I'm not trying to shit. I'm trying to play the game.
Okay.
But I guess you could. I mean, because shit. If you say shit in a corner room, that sounds like I'm malicious. I'm not trying to give people my. I'm just but I
Maybe
am.
shitting your pants on accident then. Maybe if you
Sure,
just shit
maybe
your pants.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but they know it was you. Type
Right,
of
but I would get
situation.
if I actually swung,
the bat's better because everybody.
I feel guilty rather than embarrassed. I don't ever feel embarrassed, but I will feel a little guilty sometimes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because
It's sorry I didn't deliver that in the way that I thought it was going to make you feel. That is my fault entirely.
Not guilty because we're all here doing the same thing. We're all trying the same thing, but embarrassed because that's not who I am.
Yeah, and sure, and maybe, and also the audience, to me, is always right. They're always, and I think the only reason why I live with that philosophy is because it makes me look at myself more than just go, oh, shitty crowd. It's now what could I have done different, no matter what the crowd.
Oh, you have to think that way, I think.
Well, I think that I understand where people are coming from when they're like, nah, man, there are some shitty crowds. Sometimes the audience is wrong. I've heard that argument a lot. And there's a guy coming in yelling, fucking, throwing beer or whatever, or if they're all on their phones, Like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, as in like that was a difficult thing, and they are pieces of shit for doing that. Okay, but if you instead went, what could I have done to make them get off their phone? You know, what could I have done to make them? Then you are able to like really work. If you just go, they're fucked up, fuck those guys. Then it's done, and then you don't grow.
Right. It's kind of like if you're blaming the audience, like let's say it even is the audience's fault, but even in that scenario, like, okay, so how are you ever going to figure anything out if we just both accept that the audience is wrong? Okay, well then the audience is wrong.
Yeah,
like we're done now.
Go back to dick jokes.
Yeah. Whereas I've seen people do things where like that you could just pick up a room. Like you really could. It could seem like a room is totally dead, and then somebody just lights it up.
How amazing would it be if you figured it out? That would be amazing. What amazing.
And then it's not the audience's fault. And then all of a sudden,
shit, I actually like these guys.
Yeah. And I think like sometimes a room's just waiting for permission. Like sometimes it does just take things like that.
And people are American audiences are some of the worst audiences on the planet.
I feel like
it's because of freedom.
I've heard LA has particularly bad like audiences. I don't know if that's true.
Dude, North Korean audiences, say what you want about North Korea. Audiences, amazing. They're always in unison. They're always like focused.
They're really, and sometimes they cry.
They have no phones. They're not allowed phones.
They are really, really, really attentive.
It's almost like their lives depend on it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kidding. But I think American, like, cause like, man, I've done Amsterdam, awesome audience.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
That's cool.
They love technical jokes.
Really?
Yeah, they love that shit. They love, and then like afterwards, they won't ask you about like your process in an annoying way. They'll really pay attention to what you said and be like, oh, when you did this here, what was that? Like, was that like what tool did you use? Was that a misdirection? It's like, whoa, fuck, cool. You know filters and shit. Whoa. They'll be like, what was the subtext behind this? It's like, whoa, nice. Because they're like, I think the subtext, they like are really well read almost.
Really?
Not even in necessarily comedy, just in fucking words and shit.
Huh.
You know, and it's a variety of people. So like, I'm not even just speaking like in Amsterdam. I mean, like, because when I did that festival, it was like people from Poland were there, like people from fucking France.
Maybe they just think like maybe it's just the way they think over there is a little bit. They're more analytical.
They are. They're more analytical and objective. Like you can, I saw a dude, doing Asian voice, like in 2021.
Yeah.
And like we know that's not allowed here, and
you can do it there.
So fun. Kidding.
Was it? Let me ask you this: was it killing? Was it work?
Crushing. Crushing, dude.
Breaking news: Ruse takes a plane to Amsterdam. My comedy career takes off.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, but it's just shit like that where they just go like, oh, okay, and Asian people are in the crowd and they're fucking laughing at it. Like it's like they don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like it's okay or whatever.
You ever see that video? I keep seeing it. I saw it recently and it popped back in my mind. One, there's the art rapper Rucka Rucka Ali, if you ever heard of him. But
I think I've heard that name before, but
it was like Rucka Rucka Ali. That was his nice producer tag.
Cool.
And I think he just did like a really racist accent and did covers for songs.
Oh, nice.
And then the other one I want to say was it's I Want to Be Ninja. And the song, I feel like I'm only singing it for singing purposes to demonstrate the song. It's like, I want to be ninja. And it's like a white woman.
Whoa, that's hilarious. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It's so funny. And she's like singing it at like it looks like a work party or something. And the music.
Yeah.
And it's like professionally released. It's a whole thing. And it reminds me like the Richard Cheese stuff. Have you ever heard of that? There was this whole era of music.
Yeah.
But I think there was like an era of like offensive like voices in music that died out pretty fast, like 2010 to 2012.
Well, because rap and comedy have like the don't censor me thing. But now comedians are like just fucking, man, they really just like did not fight at all about it, Really
How do you think that like when you say all that, like what do you think?
Nanette ruined it.
Why? How?
Because she got theater kids to like it. It was a
that
great
bitch.
It's a great special for what I respect her. I think Hannah Gatsby. I think
I was gonna say. I was trying to remember her name.
Hannah
I was
Gatsby.
gonna go Hannah Gatsby.
Like,
That's the route I was gonna go.
I'm not shitting on her at all. Subjectively, I hated that special because every theater kid, and I've worked with a lot of theater kids, would come up to me and they'd be like, "Have you fucking seen Nanette?" Right? And I would.
Oh, that's her real. Is that the special? That's the name of the special.
Yeah, she argues that you can't be funny if you tell the truth. And I hated that. And I didn't like the theory that she had. And I again, to each their own. I think she's smart. I think she's we just disagree is all. Okay?
Yeah.
But that happened, and then theater kids were using that against me of you can't punch down, and you can't make fun of people who are disparaged. You can't make fun of minorities and shit. It's actually you can if you do it right.
Yeah.
You really can. Don't fucking tell me that I can't figure that out.
Yeah.
Unless you're just I will never, ever find this funny, then that's your fucking prerogative. I don't give a fuck.
And even then, it doesn't even really matter. I don't understand this whole
I'm not
thing.
necessarily even trying to do that. I don't want to aim at, it's just if it's topical or whatever, you want to, do this. There are certain things I want to do at my show that's it's kind of a gimmicky show, but we do a lot of theater stuff in it. It's still a stand-up show, but we fuck with the comics and we fuck with the audience and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there are things that we do that are touchy topics. We had a guy come out dressed as a Make-A-Wish cancer patient. And we told the comic
Oh, is this at Laugh Factory?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I've seen pictures of this.
Before he went up, we were hey, there's a cancer patient here. And it's gonna be his last show. He's dying in 2 days. And you're his favorite comic. So he wanted to. So we're gonna bring him in.
That's what you told the comedian.
Mm-hmm, and we brought him in in a fucking wheelchair, dressed in a nurse gown, bald cap.
So when you told the comedian this, 100% stone face.
It was hilarious. They were so nervous.
Was that did the audience know that the comedian
they
was
got
taking
it after a while, but then the crowd gets to be involved, and it's a lot of that is a dark topic, and I'm not saying that people dying of cancer is funny. I'm not fucking saying that. It's tragedy. We need to fix it. Okay? But everything is on the table if you do it right.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't get to tell me otherwise. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't get to tell you that otherwise. I don't tell you what to say or not to say. I never will. And I'll adjust whatever. But yeah, it's
Yeah. And I don't understand I mean, this is a thing I've noticed too with the improv community versus the comedy community, because obviously there's this beef that exists that everyone knows about. Improv people don't like comedy people because they're mean, and comedy people don't like improv people because they're dorks.
Sure.
That's basically the gist of it.
Sure.
And so every time I've been at a certain improv event, I've noticed that that's very prevalent. That whole concept of don't punch down. They'll even start the entire thing by saying, these are the rules. Don't do this, or this.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. And to me, we're doing improv. This is the exact place where you shouldn't do that, because now you've planted the seed in my mind of, oh, these are all these things I can't do. And I'm actually more worried about you misinterpreting something I did as one of those things you said, because I don't know what your standards are for those things that you just said. I don't know what you consider me being racist or sexist, because I'm going to rap. I was at one of these improv things and he wanted me to rap with him. And I'm thinking, dude, I might just say a bar about how big my dick is. That's just what a rapper is going to do.
Sure, yeah.
So somewhere in my mind, I'm worried, is this I got to have a big dick bar. I think I did end up saying, I said something about I said I protect. I'm talking about this. I'm big. I'm erect. I found a way to say erect,
cool. Nice.
And it did get a laugh.
Nice.
So again, like you said, there's always a way.
Yeah, there's always a way.
When you plant that seed, it's just so. Oh, I hate that so much. And I've noticed the improv community does that more than,
because they're aligned. It's all the theater kids. All the theater kids are causing all the problems right now.
You know what?
Look, I love my theater kid friends. Okay, I do. and I love them, but like it's definitely a community where I was like, what? Like I was like, what'd you just fucking say? Like, are you out of your mind? You know?
Like, so what? But I feel like it's got to be like there's got to be a reason that they're that way. Like, is it just?
I'll tell you what it is. It's narcissism.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, and no, some of them are coming from a good place. Like, there's
Okay.
some things that I adjusted to. Like, don't get me wrong. Like we had a person I worked with a long time ago. Their name's Sarah, and you know, we all said our pronouns, and they said they them, and I didn't want to say my pronouns. Not because I'm not going to not adjust to your pronouns or whatever. I will, and I will. You are whatever you want to be. Seriously, like I genuinely believe that. But I don't want to say he, him, because I don't want you to go, oh, look at this straight white guy. You know what I mean? So I just was like, hey, let's just not do that. They were the only person. Sarah was the only person to get it. Okay, and this other woman, she had a giant problem with it.
Okay.
We also like had a problem like about trigger warnings. I get into this argument all the time about trigger warnings, okay? Trigger warnings are fine if you put a rating. This will have sexual conduct, like self-harm, whatever, like R restricted for self-harm, sexual content, violence, language, whatever the fuck, okay? We should not do... This is going to have a scene where someone overdoses on pills. So if you know someone who has or are offended by that, don't come. And for two reasons. One, spoiler alert, okay? Let's not take the fun away of the fucking story. The point of this, all right? We're doctors of theater, okay? And what I mean by that is like if a doctor was like working, like assigned a cancer patient, and the doctor was just like, hey, man, I'm sorry, I can't work on you. I know someone who died of cancer. Are you fucking kidding me? You're a doctor.
Yeah.
Help them. They need it. Okay? So the other reason is that what if the trigger warning triggers the fucking person? Okay?
Right.
Why are you shoving that into their head right away?
Yeah.
Like you're shoving it down their throat. Someone's going to... the play was about ODing on pills.
I mean, couldn't you just say, like, this play features... it's intended for a mature audience. It might feature graphic depictions of X, Y, and Z, like being vague. Couldn't you at least...
Yeah,
that'd probably be a
that's
better...
what I was arguing.
Oh, okay.
I was literally trying to argue that.
Just don't say directly what the thing is.
Yeah, and because it also dumbs people down too.
I agree.
You're not letting, like, can you trust an audience member
you're
to
kind of
fucking
killing
think?
the mystery of everything.
Can you let them put the like image into their own head?
Yeah.
You know how they want to fucking consume that?
Yeah.
You know, you wanted them to consume it in a way that's helpful. You don't go see $1 Million Baby to fucking, you know, just get upset at it. It's because the story made you cry because it touched you.
Right.
And had an effect on your life.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like, imagine if before every movie you saw, you read the synopsis of the entire plot, and then you walked in and watched
slippery
it.
slope, dude. Like, am I going to have to start doing that for my jokes?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, with jokes. Oh, my God.
I don't want to do that.
Because you're taking them on an adventure, right? So if you just they already know where they're going, then everything's over.
Yeah, one of my least favorite things is when, like, I would go to open mics, and there would be, like, mixed open mics, and there'd be, like, someone with a fucking guitar, and they'd go up there, and they'd be like, this song is about how I suffered from, you know, my eating disorder. And then they'd fucking play the song, and it would be, like, about birds or some shit. And, like, could you imagine if I did that with all my jokes? I was just, this song is about how I don't want a baby with my fiance. Like...
That would be painful.
Yeah, it would be a bit. It would be a bit in itself.
Otherwise,
you would lose the crowd.
Yeah, if you found a way to contextualize that as a bit a crowd could understand, that would actually be like some masterful like stroke of genius. If you could somehow make that work,
which is probably it's out of my league. I'm not that smart.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do that.
That's ridiculous levels of like. I feel like Yeah, you can only map things out so much. You can only tell people things so much. I think there's a certain amount of mystery to have. I think there's a certain amount of annoyingness with the amount that people feel they can and cannot do things. I think that it's inescapable. I think that the way that censorship works now is confusing, because the way that censorship works now is not quite like this is what you can and can't say. The way that it works is sometimes you can say things and sometimes you cannot. And especially online, like the way that these social media companies work. So around 2020, they just decided, you know what? We're going to actually make it so you really can't say certain things. And then like 2022, I think they, like at first it was just no COVID misinformation. Second, it was no... And like just to say that no social media company like YouTube had ever said, we're going to take your video down if you say this about this.
Right.
That had never happened before.
No.
So it was, they said it about COVID misinformation. Then it was election. If you said anything about election
election
fraud.
being fake.
Yeah, which immediately is like, okay.
Yeah.
And then now we're getting, and then I think just recently they took a step back and said we're trying to let everybody say everything, just like how Mark Zuckerberg is cool now. It's all the same. Everybody's trying to reel back in from that whole thing, but it's just, there was never a point when they told you this is what you can and can't do, really. But and also shadow banning has always been real. Like when Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan, I remember Joe Rogan was asking him about it, and he kind of went, I would have been so, because it triggers me, just the idea of shadow banning not being seen as censorship, because that's what it is. It's like if you say this term, you're less likely to have your post seen. So it's like we all have to worry about what words we use just to get our post seen by people. Like I could be saying the right thing, but I used the wrong word. And so now the algorithm thinks that this is a post that's problematic, and it's all an algorithm. And it's Mark Zuckerberg saying that. He's saying, yeah, it's basically like if you say this, we're going to show your post to less people. And then Elon Musk saying, I'm buying Twitter to make it more free, give it more freedom of speech. And then he came out like 3 to 6 months after buying Twitter and said, well, freedom of speech does not equal freedom of reach. That was what he said, which is nuts. That's nuts. That's literally like straight out of 1984. Like, that's so crazy he would say that.
I mean, he's technically not wrong, but that is nuts. That is nuts.
And that's what drives me nuts
you're
about...
You're just controlling it now.
Yeah, you're controlling it, but you're pretending you're not. You're
Yeah.
controlling it under the guise of, I'm the cool guy not controlling it. And it's just... It all drives me crazy, because it's like, why can't we just say things and then figure out what's right and wrong through saying things? Why do we have to play this game where I don't know what I'm allowed to say? And now, because you'll catch... What I've learned is you'll talk with people and you can tell people feel like when they realize you align with them on a certain topic, they'll start to say things that they weren't going to say otherwise, because everybody feels like there's certain things we just can't say.
Yeah, and then it's this interesting game, you know, like I was like getting a haircut, and my barber, he's from Colombia, and he has a friend who's also a barber. They're like cutting hair together, and he's cutting my hair, and then the friend is cutting this black guy's hair, and the friend is talking to my barber. The other barber's talking to my barber, and he's like saying the N-word, like, and he's casually. He's I think he's like either Mexican or I'm not sure. I know he speaks Spanish, and he's not black.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Kashi 69.
In like from what look, he's not black passing, okay, for sure. And I'm sitting there, and I'm getting and this guy's halfway through my haircut, so I look like fucking the chick from like Orange is the New Black. That's not done. I'm not ready to go. Okay, and he just keeps saying the N word, just like, you know, like with a A, not a hard R. And the black guy's like looking at him like as he's getting his haircut by this guy who's just saying the N word, and he's just like fucking. And then he looks at me, and I'm like, and I'm just like looking at him, and then I'm like, hey man, like do you want me to, you know, cause like, and then he's like, and then he goes, hey, can you not say that? And then the guy, his kind of hair goes, I'm black. And then the black guy's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yeah, I am. I was like, okay. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You're getting your haircut.
Yeah.
Someone's saying, and also like, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Logic's black.
Yeah, right. It's like, I don't know. So it's
I
just,
didn't
it
believe
was
Logic when he said
wild.
that, and then I saw Logic's fro, and I was like, oh damn, he's definitely black. Like, he's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
like-
But if you're in that situation, yeah, for one, you really don't know. Maybe he actually is black. For another thing,
I love that. It's such a funny sentence. It's just so funny. Like, just also like, who am I to, because like he stick up for himself. He's like, he had it, but it was just like, man. And also like that is an interesting situation because like if I would have said something, maybe he like got upset at me for like saying something. He's just like, hey, I can say something.
I think him looking at you was even
it was.
him.
We were like, yeah, you like, and he was just like, man, what the fuck? And we were kind of laughing a little bit because it was just like, this
But
is
like, if you had responded wrong to that, damn, he would have been in a bad situation. Because imagine, like, if you're him, that's awkward as fuck.
oh yeah,
And so
he
then
like looked at me for like help, like he's just like
He's doing a Jim from The Office.
and then I just go.
if you look at him like, fuck you, guy.
Never do that. So, it's so funny.
Just fucking make funny faces at him like a
Oh,
6-year-old.
fuck. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I never know how to feel about that because I also know so much of it is, again, so like, you can tell me that a certain thing is wrong, but I also know that there's people who live in Miami, Florida, who are totally white, who use the N-word, and all of their friends, no one's telling them they're wrong. It's just if they go anywhere else out of Miami, they're going to have problems.
Yeah.
But they're okay in Miami.
Sure.
And so who am
Well,
I?
Miami's gonna be gone soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give it
So
5 years, Florida will be.
You think, with like a hurricane, just wipe it off the face of the earth?
I think Florida's. I think Florida's.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. Every couple of years, you hear about a giant hurricane just destroying one of the major cities, and
Yeah, I mean, I talked to this guy who was, I have no expertise in this, but he was like a climate scientist. He's like, good.
Oh, he told you
friend of mine.
this?
He told me that Florida will be gone, and he's someone who studies this in fucking Amsterdam all the time, right? And he also told me California will burn. California. He said in, I think, 30 years, most of California will be completely burnt.
See, and I think that's probably...
Which is, likely.
Yeah.
But also you can regrow trees and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it in real time. I grew up in Northern California. And so, like, when I saw, there was a lake, valley, it had a fire. And it was so sad because I would always drive to this lake and see all these beautiful trees. And then eventually it was like, oh, shit, you're just looking at this fucking horrible wasteland. But after a while, it started to grow back.
Yeah, but a while, right? Like 20
Yeah, those
years,
people's homes
30
and shit.
years.
Yeah, well, it was like, yeah.
Talking
like
about trees.
12 years probably, yeah.
Yeah.
12, 10, yeah.
12 years. Yeah, so like a childhood, at least a whole childhood for the trees to grow back.
Sure.
A human childhood.
Yeah.
A dog life.
If you're lucky.
If you're
A
lucky.
human childhood.
Yeah, an American human,
Yeah.
not in another country, I don't know. But
North Korea.
yeah, definitely not North Korea. You ever think about like talking to someone from North Korea? Like, I wonder how much Stockholm syndrome they actually have. I always wonder, like, do they really? Because it's probably not like they want to.
I've researched the fuck out of North Korea.
It's something I
It's
want to look into
fascinating.
more. Yeah.
It's fascinating
Yeah.
that people are so upset about certain topics. Okay, and they should be upset about those topics.
Okay.
But nobody gives a fuck about North Korea. And North Korea is the most evil thing to exist. It is one man that has access to everything. And if you challenge it, if you even fucking think about challenging it, you're dead. Or you go to a camp and die.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are your options. And when I mean everything, I mean there are highways built just for Kim Jong-un. I mean, literally no one else is allowed to drive on it.
Yeah.
Okay? This man has his own route throughout the entire country.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, people have assigned haircuts. All right? There's no food. It's horrible. And the class system's crazy. If you're a woman, you are fucked unless you become a crossing guard. If you're a crossing guard woman, you have the most prestigious job you can ever have as a woman. Besides the newscaster lady.
And those are the only jobs.
No, there are other jobs that are just shitty. They're fucking, like factory, like also agriculture jobs, and they pay jack shit.
Yeah.
There was like a common thing where like they ate grass a lot as food because the famine was so bad.
Yeah.
The speech is like their phones have you can't look anything up, and there's things that if you type in, it'll automatically censor, and you'll get a warning. And if you violate it, you get arrested. Guards will come into your home. You have to have framed photos of the supreme leader, and they have to be dusted, and the guards come in and they check, and if there's any dust, you get arrested.
Wow.
You can't have any outside of any propaganda from any other state, any media from any other state, any art, anything from any other state.
That was why that one guy, because he had put up an American poster.
No, that he was probably framed.
That's what I think had happened.
He didn't put it up. He stole.
What was his name?
I forget, but he
Klaus or
yeah, it was like I want to say Brian, but I don't know. But he took a fucking thing that it's one video. You don't see him. They probably just had a North Korean guard come in and take that poster down on video, and then when he got arrested, you see a video of him apologizing like crazy to the supreme leader, like he's like begging for it, and it's because they told him if you don't fucking do that, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Right. And then they just beat the fuck out of him till he was a vegetable, sent him back as a vegetable, and he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how fucked up North Korea is. The camps are insane.
And he was visiting on some school trip or something.
Yeah,
That was the context of him being there, which is also nuts.
And they're claiming he went to a restricted area and took that. And in that hotel, there are restricted areas.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just a trap. You don't want to go to a state where it's a fucking, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because they can use you as a bargaining chip no matter what. So.
And that was the whole thing. I mean, he's basically just an example of like fuck around and find out. Like this is North Korea. That was basically it was.
Right.
It was
only
it
so
was,
much other countries can do because it's like then there's like this whole ethical dilemma of like what's overreach, what is like telling another country what to do or not to. But if there are atrocities, I think that we should bully them a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just tough because like it's almost like if a bully picks on you and they want to get a rise out of you, that's exactly what's happening. And I think North Korea is trying to antagonize, and I don't know how much you can really do because they're so unpredictable. It's like the fact they would even do that shows that they don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the citizens and even government members are victims of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that, like, we should wipe out North Korea.
No.
But I am saying that they're, like, our, oh, beautiful, their version of that is about death to America.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
And children have to bow down to the supreme leader before they go into classrooms.
And that's why I even brought it up in such a way because, like, there's so much indoctrination that you have to imagine, like, these people are just
And we copy some of it. We copy some of it.
Absolutely.
We do. Pledge Allegiance.
Never did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Very North Korean.
That is exactly why. And most
George
people...
Washington cherry tree story, that's a North Korean fucking thing.
I didn't know that.
That didn't happen.
Oh, really? How is it North?
He didn't have wooden
like, do you think just like the mythology of it, like the fact that we would mythologize them, like our dear leader George Washington?
It's like almost like biblical.
Yes, exactly.
Jesus went and then he turned water to wine.
And we're all
George Washington had a cherry tree.
Yeah.
And I think in North Korea it's Kim Jong Un and his like shoes or something, some like white shoes in snow or something. It's like some weird fucking children's story.
Yeah, and something about that's innately human. Like I think like it's why the Greeks had a bunch of gods that all you have a story you can say.
Well,
I think we all need a story that explains things, whether it's like real or fake.
Yeah, it's human because humans are stupid until they put action in. So like if you're if you're a child, you're susceptible because you're dumb.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that your kid's dumb.
But if you get them early, I mean, that's the problem. I think that's the real thing. That's the danger of all like state propaganda and all these things. Is like if I am North Korea and I'm able to get all these 5 to 10-year-olds on my shit, then they're just going to be like that. It's so hard to break a person.
I immediately started questioning it when I was a child.
With America?
With everything.
But I think that's the autism in us. I think that's the reason.
Catholicism. Like I was raised Catholic. They used to and I would just
you hear
this.
Yeah, just do it the exact opposite.
And I was just like, what? And I'd be like, stop, don't touch me. And then like for confession, I just lied during confession because I was like, why am I telling this random guy my shit? I thought that was fucking weird. And during like we would go our school it was a very small school, so we'd walk up the stairs and we'd go to the fucking playground and we'd all do the Pledge of Allegiance in front of the flag together, like to like check on everyone, take attendance and shit. And I was like, okay, it makes sense we're taking attendance, but like, why are we in a group? I hate these people. Like, why am I here? Like, I was like in like fucking 4th grade, just being like, what the fuck is this? It made no sense to me. I was like, I was told that you were going to talk and I was going to write. It was so weird.
Yeah.
The Say No campaign
What was that again?
Oh yeah, it was so my school, Nancy Reagan implemented to just say no. That was their solution to the drug problem. To tell kids, just say no. And then you're good. Okay, so we would go out into the field and we would all stand on like a say no thing. It was huge, and then a helicopter would go over us and they take our photo as a school. And that's how we got funding and shit from the government. That's so North Korean.
Yeah.
So fucking hey, can you do a thing for our propaganda? We'll send you some money.
Yeah.
That's capitalism mixed with like fucking oligarchy. It's nuts.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting. I mean, again, everything being based on context, right? Like, I think in America, you see all of those elements that you could look at as like a dictate, like a something you would do in a dictatorship. You can see that, but it's harder to see it when it's being framed as democracy, you know?
Of course, because and there is democracy. Like
Yeah.
the different. Okay, I heard someone on a podcast say, like they were like, someone was like, oh yeah, America's getting bad, it's getting real bad, and then another person was like, yeah, we're North Korea. We're like, America is North Korea. That's what they said. And you know how we're not? Because you just said it into a fucking podcast microphone. Okay,
Yeah.
They don't have that in North Korea. And if they did, they're immediately publicly executed.
Yeah.
Okay, and people are forced to cheer or they get shot. Okay, it's like this is why I hate how the right wing has taken over this like fight for free speech, even though they censor the shit out of it. But I'm so like, no, like, do not say we're not North Korea yet, because we have free speech. And so like speech is so important. So when you take away word after word after word for whatever fucking ego thing you got, you pretend that it's to like take care of other people. It's fucking not.
I mean,
it's annoying.
With the right, like, I know they were trying to do the whole book thing. What other ways have they like tried to take away, like, been hypocrites and like went against the whole censorship thing? Because I know they did that with books. Like, we can't have these books about this in school. Because obviously, like that, if you're on the board of you can't censor anything, then they're
just as picky. They're just as picky. Don't make fun of Christians. They're like that. That's weird. Why not? If you're so pro fucking free speech, like you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. You can shit on me all day.
Yeah.
I get it. But fucking so the books. All right. Trump. Everybody's got to agree with him. It's sneaky. It's fucking sneaky.
Yeah.
And instead of like taking it away, they'll just do things like call you triggered or some shit.
Yeah.
Even though you are triggered, like they are triggered. The Fox News people are the ones that are.
And it's annoying
really
because
triggered.
like, to me, it's just an exposure of the fact that like
they just want to say racist shit. They just want to say sexist. That's what they want. They want to say racist, sexist shit. That's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for fucking context.
Yeah.
And that you shouldn't just get offended at the sight of a word or it's like what happened, you know? The word itself is not usually the problem unless it is the M word and you're not fucking black.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
Don't you think though that like, see, I feel like one thing you'll see happen though is just even by saying such a thing, you are now framed as someone who wants access to such a word, and there's no argument you could possibly make that would make it okay for you to say that people should be able to say these forbidden words. Like,
yeah, and you know what that sounds like to me? North Korea.
Ah, right.
Okay, free speech.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, context.
And I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should go and say a slur to someone that matches whatever slur or doesn't match, but that's put on them.
Right.
Okay, I'm not saying that. That's violent.
And I think that context, that free speech thing, I think that exists within what we already have before we start saying you can't say these words. I think like people correct you. Yeah. I think if you say the wrong word, generally speaking, unless you're around a really bad group of people, everybody goes, "Whoa!" and then you're immediately corrected.
And it's annoying too because like I'm an actor, right? And if I play someone who's racist, and they have to say a bad word, right? That doesn't mean that I'm enjoying it or whatever. It's just part of the fucking job.
Yeah,
and it's to help the story for what should be advocating for less of the racism, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like, I don't even know if people can get away with that anymore without people being like, he looks like he like saying that. It's like, yeah, he was acting. You fucking kidding? Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I was watching Dallas Buyers Club with Matthew McConaughey, and within the first like 5 or 10 minutes, he's, calling gay people some questionable names.
It's wild.
And it's just jarring watching it now because it made me think exactly that. Like, could you do that exact same thing right now?
I don't know. I haven't seen much of it, and I'm not saying like it should. Oh, we have way too many slavery movies.
Yeah.
Like we stop making movies and give reparations.
Yeah.
Like fuck America. That's not how you solve the problem.
Yeah.
But it's like I think
12 Years a Slave solved racism, actually.
I think that Will Smith one actually did. Yeah. He really came back. No, but I just think it's like, I think people are losing context, and I think that they're hating on satire. Fucking poor Sabrina Carpenter, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, she came out with some fucking, I loved it. I thought it was great. And also, like, there's this whole thing where, like, when people are successful, like, they love ripping apart women that are successful, especially in the pop shit. Christina Aguilera got the same comments when she made Dirty that Sabrina Carpenter got when she did satire. Britney Spears went fucking insane because of people criticizing her. People love to lift women up, but not too much. Not too much. She better get in line with what I want for whatever stupid fucking reason. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So they're losing sense of satire. They're losing sense of story and context and the point of things. They're missing the fucking points because they're hearing something and they've been trained to go, bad. That's bad. Right? But like, it's how you present it, why you present it. Yeah. Everything's on the table, including your circumstances and how you deliver it.
The thing is, again, like, and I have friends who have, I shouldn't put it that way. I should have said it differently, but I do. I have friends who I think don't have the best taste when it comes to saying something offensive.
Yeah, because they're probably stupid and they probably just want to say something offensive.
Exactly.
Again, I also believe the audience is always right. So if they get upset at something I do, I go, shit, sorry.
Yeah.
And I need to adjust.
Yeah.
That's like a theater fucking thing.
What I'm saying is, like, when I see that, like, this person, the particular person I'm thinking of right now, they're not a comedian. And when they do this, I'm always thinking, like, I don't give a fuck because I'm me. I know deep down who this guy is. I know what's happening here. But I also know that if he were in front of an audience and he were to do something like that, it would bomb so bad and they would think that he means what he's saying.
Sure.
Because it's not obvious that, and his sense of humor, that's just his sensibility. He thinks that's okay.
He needs work.
But he's never going to have it because he's not a comedian. And I think there's so much of that where, like, that's why, again, it just becomes so hard to argue for because you have all these people ruining it.
Yeah, you do. You have all these dumb,
just
and it's
being
the white guys.
Openly racist.
It's the white guys, bro. Like, it's the people like you and me that are the fuckheads.
Yeah.
Like,
and so it becomes so hard because it does make it sound like you are arguing for those guys.
No, I'm
when
not.
You're not.
I hate Jordan Peterson. I hate Ben Shapiro. I hate Tucker Carlson. I hate all these fucking guys. I don't like Joe Rogan. Look, I don't dislike Joe Rogan. Save my career. But I don't, I just don't, I don't like the complaining for the sake of, like, you just want to be edgy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we got to look in the mirror sometimes. And also, it's a distraction. Okay? It's a distraction from the real work. You get upset at somebody for saying a joke that you think is crash, like maybe about mentally disabled people or, people with special needs or someone who is a different race. Okay? Yeah. I think some people, not all, but some, instead of doing community work, working on themselves, figuring out how to help those people, they go, if I get mad at someone for saying that word, then man.
Yeah.
Good for me, dude. I fucking helped today.
I think that...
No, you didn't.
Social media, I mean, it's one of those things where it's hard to, like, it sounds cliche. There's really no good way to say it. But I think that social media has created this thing where we all have, like, our own actual platform to stand on and speak our opinions, and so there seems to be some
which is terrible.
It's an awful thing to have for everyone, maybe because it's just not supposed to be that way. My opinion is not supposed to be important, and neither is yours. And
my opinion means nothing.
It's not supposed to be.
I'm wrong about most things that I'm saying right now.
And just
you shouldn't listen.
Yes, and I feel that way too. We are idiots, as we have established, and so it's like, when everything you say is then taken under the context of like, you are saying it from this platform that you stand on.
Yeah.
Now everything is elevated and different, and it all matters in this different way. And we start taking ourselves. I think like even like I think it creates this alternate personality, which is like who you are online, but that also bleeds into your real reality, which is who you are in real life. And it didn't used to be like that. It used to be you're just who you are, but now we have this thing where we all have to have an opinion about everything, and it always matters. And I hope people agree with my opinion.
I stopped.
I didn't get likes? Oh, well then nobody agrees. I better take that post down.
I used to be like that. I stopped.
Yeah, it's not good for you at all.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, what drives me nuts is, like, if I had a manager, if I had a guy if I just stuck the camera over there, recorded everything, just sent files to some dude, that's the perfect life. The problem is I have to engage with social media, and so I'll just get sucked back into the black hole.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly true, but I also think that if you build it, they will come. You know?
I agree with that, yeah.
And that's where I have to leave.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, like, right before we get out of here, I got two things.
Yeah,
one, final message for the kids at home. They know that we're wise idiots. We're brilliant, stupid people, and we have laid out the foundation of reality before them just now. So we need to, before they leave, give them something they can take away, they can use in their real life. They're sitting on the school bus, they just got out of school, and they're listening to us. Second, also, tell them the social media is where people can find you. They listen to you this long, they might as well go look at all the other things you do. You do a bunch of other things, and it's worth checking out. So, bing, bam, boom, bam, bing. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I think that the most important thing in life is to listen and learn how to love whoever you're trying to serve in the best way possible. And when you're corrected, that's not something that you need to feel like your ego is damaged or that you're a terrible person, but rather you've been given a gift to fucking present whatever news or point or joke or song in a better way. So while I advocate for these things, I know that there are shitheads out there that are fucking it up. And I know that it's a problem. But the only way to really fix the problem is to face it head on and look at it, negotiate.
And I think lead by example, too.
And lead by example.
Yeah.
And so on behalf of a shitty white guy, I know that the main issue are shitty white guys. Okay.
So as a representative.
But I do wish those shitty white guys were allowed to cry. I do wish they were given consideration for context. And I do think it would help everybody if that were the case. Also, you don't matter.
Yeah.
No one fucking matters. Other than, the people that you love. So, I guess you matter. Don't kill yourself. Okay? But just stop. If you're feeling down or like you can't figure it out or it's too hard, it's not. You'll get it. Just love it. Don't give into it. Just fucking love that shit. And you can look up my special on YouTube. It's called Drama Boy, spelled with an I, not a Y. It's really good. It's like 30-minute special. I did at Zanies. Atmosphere gave me some songs. He allowed me to use 2 of his songs on it, so that was really fucking cool.
Is it your first special?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's first and only.
30 minutes isn't bad.
No. I want to do an hour next time. It should have been an hour. It's not a fucking special. Okay, it's just 30 minutes of stand up. Okay. But it's I really worked hard and I think I gave something that, you might enjoy. And I'm on Instagram at Dankass, DANKKASS.
Yeah.
I wanted the 1K, but somebody has it. So I do that. Also, I do 2 shows. I run 2 shows. Help run one at Laugh Factory every first Friday of the month called Lowkey Funny. I'm the token white guy on it. It's
was that where the whole thing happened you described earlier, or was that something else?
Which one?
With the Make-A-Wish kid. Was that
No, that one is this other show that I have full control over with 3 other guys. We all have equal control, but we really lead it head on in a collaborative way. It's great. and it's called What Could Go Wrong. It's stand-up, but shit happens. Shit happens to either the comics or the audience, because, we don't control everything, and so we just try to go with it.
They're both at the Laugh Factory,
They're both at the Laugh Factory, and that one is every second Thursday of the month, unless we decide to change the date.
Hell yeah, dude.
Whatever the fuck, but yeah, that's it. So.
Hell yeah,
come check it out.
dude.
Next one's July 10th, and I think it's July 4th, I want to say. I'm not sure, though.
But it's every month? Like, it's just consistent?
Every first Friday at 9 p.m. and every second Thursday for What Could Go Wrong at 9 p.m. as well.
Hell yeah, because I would say this podcast comes out like a month from now. We're from the past talking to the future.
Then the next one, let me just fucking look this up. It'll be...
Yeah, literally about a month from now, this will exist on people's computer.
Perfect. The next one, you can catch me at Laugh Factory first Friday of the month for Lowkey, and that is going to be July 4th, Friday. So I don't know if that one will change or not.
4th of July.
Excuse me, not 4th of July. Excuse me. It'll be August, because it's a month from now. So it'll be August fucking 1st.
Hell yeah.
August 1st. And then we'll do, I think, it might be August 7th or 14th. We don't know yet. But that'll be for What Could Go Wrong. But just go on Laugh Factory. Check it out. Go to our page, What Could Go Wrong, comedy show.
From the pictures, from what I saw, it looks like a fun ass show.
They're blast, dude, and like our reels our reels are doing pretty well. We're excited. Blues Brothers reposted.
Yeah, you're just always doing wild stuff. Blues Brothers reposted.
Yeah, we did Eamon. He's like the soul of he's like the spine of our fucking show, dude. He's amazing. He did when the Pope was announced, he just did that I saw Blues Brothers, yeah, and then they reposted it.
He had some Cubs gear on too, right?
We had the Pope there. Yeah, he was Minecraft, Steve from Minecraft.
Okay.
And then we do this sideshow that's also What Could Go Wrong, but it's we pretend like we don't know, but it's making fun of Kill Tony. It's just a satire.
What do you
Tony.
call it?
Called Murder Dan.
Yeah,
and
like you would. Yeah, not at all. Has nothing to do.
Yeah, nothing at all. But it's fun because we have comedians come in, they put their fucking name in the bucket and get time. But we also just have plants and set. Like we had Count Orlok.
Oh, so like the real Kill Tony.
Right. Yes, I don't know. I've never watched it. I just do it. They tell me. But yeah, it's fucking yeah. We had Count Orlok that did weirdly well. Nosferatu does stand up. It was so funny. So
that's another one. You post all those clips.
Yeah, we just had Black Snape, the new Snape. My buddy Kyron played. That's what you're saying about censorship. We had Instagram only cares when black people say the N word on fucking Instagram. It is yeah, dude. I've seen Russians get away with it all the time, but my buddy Kyron did it in this bit. And they just immediately I had to take it down. It was so annoying.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this company to tell Kyron you can't say the fuck? I was so annoyed. So fucking dumb, dude. But yeah, come check out those shows.
All right, awesome shows, awesome things, awesome stuff always happening. The audience is always right. And with that being said, you got the audience that's always right. That means that the world is corrective, folks. That's why I think free speech is good as well. You'd be amazed the amount of stuff that happens when you just speak your mind and you allow that to happen. Other people start doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden, you come to a new place you never would have been before. And if we start restricting and start closing in on that, we lose touch with that beautiful thing, that beautiful growth that happens when we express ourselves completely openly without fear of rejection or what we can and cannot say. So let's stop doing all that. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Let's go up, up, and away here on Ruse Radio. Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time.